Yeah, insurance will just skyrocket.
Yeah, crazy, dangerous weather took another wild turn today. A string of powerful storm cells unleashing big hail and bursts of damaging wind. Canberra took a beating. Cars were smashed and buildings damaged by the hail. The city coated in white. Sydney has also been hit, and there's more on the way.
From one extreme to another. Humongous hailstones hammering down at Parliament House, smothering the Senate courtyard.
Oh, it was like thunder. So scary as well.
That was sort of out of the blue, out of nowhere.
The summer ice storm hit so quickly, no one was ready.
God! I don't know. Oh, how am I supposed to get back? I'm just gonna do it.
It wasn't safe to be outside or in the car. On every corner, cracked windows and windscreens, but still, it was the only way home. The hail even finding its way inside.
I'm hearing glass breaking. Oh, damn it, there's some glass breaking.
It smashed through skylights, clearing this doctor's waiting room.
Look at the size of that! Look at that one!
Nobody could believe their eyes.
I have never ever seen anything like this in my life. That is absolutely astonishing.
Manuka Oval looked more like Switzerland. Most afternoon activities abandoned, aside from one dedicated postie still making deliveries.
Poor old posties.
The nation's capital was belted just after midday for 45 minutes. Already there have been thousands of calls for help. 2 people are recovering in hospital, our wildlife suffering too. As the storms swerved towards Sydney, our southwest copped every element. Rain, hail, lightning, thunder, and roof-lifting wind. The ceiling peeled off Ringelly Village shops and crashed onto cars.
I heard some rumbling, looked up, the roof was coming down. It was over in 30 seconds to a minute.
The supercell hit like a scattergun, and it's not over just yet.
We are expecting further hail and further destructive winds coming into Sydney later tonight.
We've had fire, rain, and now hail. Who knows what's next?
Now, vast amounts of rain have doused some of the bushfires in eastern Australia. Sydney's been centre of attention. You can see it there in New South Wales. It's experienced its heaviest rainfall in 30 years, and that was enough to deal with 2 massive bushfires in New South Wales. And here's some of the pictures showing you the scale of the rain. So this is in Sydney. At least 200 people were rescued by emergency services over the weekend, and the level of flooding there explains why. This was on a beach near Sydney, and you can see the volume of foam that was being generated. That's symptomatic of the volume of rain that came down. It's also worth noting there were problems elsewhere. Western Australia is dealing with the aftermath of tropical cyclone Damien, which made landfall at the weekend, as you can see. And if you want a sense of just how much it rained in Sydney over the last few days, well, this is how much it rains on average in February. This is how much it rained over 4 days. We have an update from the Regional Fire Service saying this is the most positive news we've had in some time. The recent rainfall has assisted firefighters to put over 30 fires out since Friday. Some of these blazes have been burning for weeks and even months. They also shared this image of a very happy firefighter, arms in the air, and a list of some of the fires that have been put out. 2 of the biggest I'd draw your attention to are the fire in Gospers Mountain and also the fire in Corrowan, a little bit further south. Well, I've got these pictures from the Gospers Mountain fire. You can see the intensity of it. It's been burning since October. It's destroyed 500,000 hectares and was considered a mega blaze that was too big to put out. The Corrowan fire, well, that burnt for 74 days. It destroyed a similar amount of land and more than 700 homes. I should say, though, there are still fires burning in New South Wales. This more detailed graphic shows them marked, most of them south of Sydney. The Rural Fire Service is estimating about 30 continue to burn, but more rain is expected and those could be put out too. We shall see. Another positive outcome is that water supplies have been replenished after years of doubt. For example, the Warragamba Dam supplies most of Sydney's water, and as you can see here, well, it's up to 60% full. That's up to 17% in a week, and you can see the difference between beforehand and the water beginning to rise as the rain has come down. But the heavy rains have also caused disruption and damage in Sydney, and of course that's bringing problems of its own. Here's the BBC's Shaima Khalil.
About 100,000 homes are without power. We know that some schools have been closed, trains and ferries have been delayed, and we also know that streets everywhere in the city have been drenched, from the suburbs in the west to the famous beaches in the north and the east.